Let me take you through an audible story of a young girl who passed through the pain of a single mother. Chapter 1. Dreams of Tomorrow. The sun was still low, painting the Florida sky with streaks of gold, when Amelia tugged her old t-shirt into place and stepped onto the porch. The wooden boards creaked under her bare feet, cool from the night air, and she breathed in the damp, sweet smell of morning grass. At 17, Amelia's dreams carried the weight of a woman twice her age. She often told herself she wasn't made for small things. One day she would leave the crowded trailer park, with its rusted cars and neighbors who always had something to say, and walk streets where her name meant something. She wanted to build a life where hunger was only a memory, not something that lurked around every corner. At the center of those dreams was Chris. His laugh had hooked her first. Loud, careless, the kind of laugh that made you believe everything could be all right. When Chris held her hand, she saw a future stretched out before her like a quilt. Stitched tight, strong, unbreakable love, Amelia thought, would be her escape. That morning, as she carried a basket of groceries down the dirt road, she caught her reflection in the puddle and whispered, "Someday it'll be different. Someday they'll know my name." At the corner store, Mrs. Nelson and Abigail watched her pass, their eyes following her steps. Mrs. Nelson's mouth twisted. "Look at that girl," she muttered, adjusting her apron, "walking like she owns the place. Beauty don't pay bills." Abigail shook her head. "She's just 17, Mrs. Nelson. Let her dream while she can." Amelia heard them, but kept her chin high. She'd grown used to the voices of women whose own dreams had been clipped too soon. She promised herself she wouldn't end up like that, bitter, tired, just getting by. Later that afternoon, Chris found her near the old oak tree by the edge of town. His shirt was half unbuttoned, hands dusty from working at his uncle's auto shop. "Amelia," Chris called, grinning, "you walk like the ground should move out of your way. Even the dirt respects you." Amelia laughed, setting down her basket. "And you talk like you swallowed a jar of honey. One day your sweet words are gonna choke you." Chris smirked and stepped closer. "Sweet words only land on sweet ears. Tell me, Amelia, when you gonna admit you like hearing them?" She tried to hide her smile, but he caught her hand. For a moment, the crickets, the kids hollering in the distance, even the rustle of the oak leaves seemed to fall quiet. Her heart beat faster. She wanted to believe Chris's promises, that he'd marry her, that they'd get out of this town and build a life without struggle. "You'll see," Chris said, brushing his thumb over her palm. "I'll get us a place. Our kids won't ever know what it's like to go to bed hungry." Amelia's eyes softened. "I believe you, Chris. I believe in us." The sun dropped lower and the air cooled, but in Amelia's chest, hope burned steady. With Chris's hand in hers, she felt untouchable. The farmer's market was alive with voices and smells: roasted corn, fried chicken, and the tang of lemonade mixing with sweat and dust. Vendors called out to customers, kids darted between stalls, and dogs wandered like they owned the place. Amelia stood in the thick of it, her basket half empty, her throat dry from calling out to buyers. Chris had promised he'd meet her. He said he'd come early, help her sell, then walk her home. But as the sun climbed high and her basket grew lighter, he still wasn't there. "Amelia," Abigail called from across the lane, "you're glowing today. Don't tell me Chris is the reason." Amelia smiled shyly, though unease tugged at her chest. She wanted to believe his absence meant nothing, that he was just running late, but the whispers around the market told another story. Near the lemonade stand, Mrs. Nelson leaned toward another woman, her voice sharp. "Chris has been hanging around Nicole's place too much. That girl knows exactly what she's doing." Amelia's face burned. She tightened her grip on her basket, telling herself it was just talk. Still, a seed of doubt rooted deep inside her. When evening came, Chris finally showed. Dust clung to his jeans, and his smile looked forced. He didn't meet Amelia's eyes as he reached for her basket. "You should have been here," Amelia said quietly. "I was busy," Chris shot back too quickly. "Busy where?" she pressed. Chris hesitated, then shrugged it off. "Don't start, Amelia. You know I'm doing this for us, for the life we dream of." But she noticed how he avoided her gaze, how his touch lacked warmth. That night, lying awake in the small bedroom she shared with her younger brother, Amelia stared at the ceiling while Mrs. Nelson's words replayed in her head. For the first time, she wondered if love alone was enough. The days after stretched long and heavy. The gap between her and Chris grew in silence, his laughter thin, his visits shorter. One evening, Amelia waited by the oak tree until the sky turned red and the crickets started their song. Chris never came. Instead, Nicole walked by with a jug of water balanced on her hip. Their eyes met, and Nicole's sly smile lingered before she turned away. Amelia's stomach nodded. Rumors had faces now. When Chris finally showed up 2 nights later, Amelia didn't hold back. "Chris, just tell me the truth. Is there someone else?" He ran a hand through his hair, frowning. "Amelia, you let gossip get in your head. Don't you trust me?" "I trust you," she whispered, though it weighed heavy on her tongue. "But I can feel it. You don't hold me the same anymore." Chris sighed, placing his hand over hers. "I'm just tired. Work's killing me. The future we want, it ain't gonna build itself. Be patient with me." She wanted to believe him. She wanted to erase Mrs. Nelson's sharp words and Nicole's mocking smile. So she nodded, even as her chest ached. But that night, staring into the dark while her brother breathed easy beside her, a thought hit hard as thunder. Love was fragile, and hers might already be breaking. This brings us to the end of this chapter. Make sure to click on the subscribe button and also turn on the notification button to get notified once I uploaded the next chapter.